Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. We are standing at India's largest, or one of the largest, bottling plant for Coca-Cola. This is SLMG Beverages bottling plant in Lucknow. We have with us Mr. Siddharth Ladhani. He is the executive director and third generation entrepreneur. So he will take us through the bottling plant here and also talk about the capacity expansion as well as which are the territories and regions that they are targeting. Welcome to BQ Prime, Siddharth.
Thank you, Vikas.
And can you tell us briefly about, to our audiences, what exactly you do in this bottling plant and what your plans are?
So, Vikas, let me start by telling you a little bit about this bottling plant and how it's state of the art and it's different. Right from the design for this particular facility, we have designed it in a way wherein we get the raw material and then we manufacture the finished product and then we dispatch the finished product. So it's in a unilateral flow. We get the raw material inside, that's towards the entry of the plant. We manufacture here where we are standing. This is the packaging area, and then we dispatch right from that particular end, that particular side. In terms of capacity, this plant is a 4,500 bottle per minute capacity. We are able to manufacture close to 40 million physical cases volume from this particular plant. It is one of the highest in terms of capacity in India. And the technologies that we are using here are state of the art. We have a technology that allows us there's a glass coating inside the bottle that allows us to increase the shelf life of that product significantly. So that's a little bit on the technical front. In terms of the portfolio, we have everything from juices to various types of sparkling brands. So it's a one-stop plant for us.
And now that you're talking about most of the beverages are bottled here or packaged here. So can you tell us which are these beverages and what the kind of investment you have done in this plant or almost 7 plants of yours?
So at a group level, our investments would be touching $1 billion by next year, 2024. Last year alone, we have invested, last year and this year alone, we have invested in 2,000 crores in our capex facilities. Our total bottle per minute capacity at a group level is currently 22,000 bottles a minute. That's roughly 150 million physical cases of product that we are able to get in a year from across our 8 locations. Apart from that, we are very committed towards aggressively expanding the business, and we are adding 2 new greenfield plants this year in 2 locations. So that's a little bit about our capex and expansion. In terms of portfolio, we have almost all the products that are there within the Coca-Cola system that we manufacture in-house, which covers juices, water, sparkling in terms of PET bottles, glass bottles, and also cans. So we have the entire portfolio in our system.
So you have also started can beverages
rather
than bottle.
Yeah.
Which plant you are doing that for?
So we have just put up another greenfield that is in Amethi, which is eastern Uttar Pradesh, where we have invested 1,000 crores alone in that greenfield. Another 5,000 bottles per minute that we'll be manufacturing from that plant, where we also have can as one of our lines that we'll be manufacturing.
You spoke about investments of $1 billion.
Yeah.
But going ahead, what is your plan for year on year, say next 2 to 3 years?
So because India in general is at a current 7.58% GDP growth. If I talk about UP, which is our primary market where we service, we are at a 10.5% GDP growth. So the headroom to grow in India is massive. We measure our business by a per capita consumption. So an average consumer like you and me, we currently consume 20 to 22 products of Coke and all Coke products in UP, in my market. If I talk about the India per capita consumption, that's close to 40. So we have that the 100% headroom for growth even when we compare to India. When I go to, say, for example, China, the per caps are in excess of 400. So the headroom to grow in India is massive. And we all know we have a 65% population that is between 18 to 25. So we have a massive young population, which has a very good hunger to consume. So that's where we really benefit. Plus, over the past 4 to 5 years, what we have noticed is that there have been massive investments in infrastructure, in electrification, those levers are really key to driving our business. When I talk about rural India, when I talk about rural UP, 3 years ago, they would be having electricity for 8 to 10 hours a day. Today, the situation is completely different. They have electricity for 18 to 20 hours a day, which in turn allows the chilling equipment that I put in the retail stores to be more functional. So that all leads to a better growth and a better distribution for us. That's how it is.
So as SLMG, do you also do the distributorship and also the marketing for Coca-Cola?
So I think our strength really lies in distribution. And if I talk about UP and Uttarakhand and primarily the markets that we service, we are servicing a population of 220 million people, 22 crore. 22 crore people is what we are servicing. We have a network of close to 1,400 distributors and 1,300 wholesalers that allow us to service 1 million outlets directly. We have a direct reach in 1 million outlets. So that's where our real strength lies. We did a village mapping exercise last year and we mapped 70,000 villages with a population of less than 5,000 people per village. We are available in those villages through direct distribution. So that's really where our strength comes from.
So as distributor, you also do direct distribution for Coca-Cola.
Yes. So the model is such that we are responsible for the distribution rights also.
Okay.
So we have our own distributor network, we have our own wholesale network, and it is our responsibility to ensure that all our massive portfolio reaches to the retail through us. So that's
Like
what we're doing.
as per my information, you all are present in UP and Uttarakhand.
Yeah.
Which are the other regions you might be looking at, or you might think there would be a potential for growth for a company like SLMG?
So currently we are focused on organic growth because there is a huge potential just in these markets. However, as and when the company decides to divest other markets, we would be very open to acquiring those markets. But there's no such discussions right now.
And can you talk about what are the strategic initiatives in terms of sustainability and going green? We know that company is planning to have more of EV vehicles. Almost 2,000 or close to that you have already acquired.
So last year, in 2021 is when we actually piloted using electric vehicles in the market. And in 2022 alone, we added 2,000 electric vehicles. Now that has a dual advantage to our business. One, that it helps us to significantly reduce our carbon footprint, which is in turn with our overall policy. And second, it also helps us to optimize our cost of distribution. So now when I talk about a distributor who has an electric vehicle, he just needs to have a charging station at their facility, and he just needs one salesman and a driver who is able to load all of the product into that vehicle and service it in the market. Which otherwise, when say for example during this time of the year, it is a lean time of the year when it comes to sales for us. So for otherwise, his cost of distribution is significantly higher through the conventional distribution vehicles. So e-vehicles have also really helped us to optimize our cost of distribution. Next year, we are planning to invest 100 crores in e-vehicles, and we'll be adding another 5,000.
In terms of growth opportunities, like value terms as well as volume terms, how do you see it, coming years?
So this year,
And would there also be some kind of competition from other players in the market that you see?
I will answer that for you, Vikas. So this year alone, we have, even after having a tough year, every year we had unseasonal rains. We have managed to grow the business 18%. I think that really shows the strength in the Indian market, in the UP market, and also our strength in building capacities and investing in plants. I think that 18% growth, even after having a tough year, is a result of all of that. When I talk about the entire beverage space, we are currently at a share of 59%, which is a very, very significant share. And of course, as you rightly mentioned, there is going to be competition. But we believe that the strength of our brands, say for example, a Thumbs Up alone or a Sprite alone, they're all billion-dollar brands. So the strength, or a Maaza alone, is a billion-dollar brand. So the strength of our brands really helps us to drive the growth and service the retailer better. So that's what it is.
Like till last year, if you have had a growth of 18%, what kind of?
So 18% is this year.
This year.
This year
So
we are
for
growing at
FY24, you are looking at 18%.
No, for FY24, we are looking at a 25% plus growth.
25.
25% plus growth, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to BQ Prime. It was pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Vikas. Thank you.
For more news, keep watching BQ Prime. Thank you.